Okay, welcome back to Chasing That Bag podcast, Moneybag Motivation, episode 33. And we doing it different like how we always do with my co-host, Devo Honcho.
What's up? How everybody doing?
And we appreciate everybody tuning in to the episode and everybody that tuned into the last episode. We got more consistent episodes coming for you. We appreciate everybody that's been listening, especially the last 3 or 4 episodes that we've done so far. Um, and it's a lot. We will get into it this episode and update you about everything. But before we get into it, I just want to let everybody know, if you haven't heard in our past episodes about the mental performance shot that I've been taking in the mornings to change my daily routine and how it has been ever since I've been taking it. But the name of it is it's a mental performance shot, and the name of it is Magic Mind, and it's a all natural shot. It's like caffeine, but like without the bad side effects, and it has only 12 magical ingredients, and it's all natural.
Okay. So what's some of the ingredients that it has?
Some of the ingredients that it has is such as like ashwagandha, turmeric, lion's mane mushroom, bacopa manuri. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Cytocholine. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I know that's a vitamin, and ceremony of matcha, and so much more. But it's every ingredient that's in it is all natural, and it's all put together to help you for focus, energy, and less stress, and steady, calm energy throughout the day, so you got focus and clarity while you're going throughout your day and getting your work done or whatever you have to do throughout your day. And it builds, and the benefits build daily as you take it consistently. And it also helps crush procrastination, elevate mental clarity. But before I get into it anymore, let me tell you all about how it was created. It was created by a Silicon Valley investor. His name is James Bashara, and he created it after he had to go after about a decade ago. He had to go to the emergency room because he had a medical emergency, and his doctor had diagnosed him with a heart condition and explained that the two major problems were too much stress and too much caffeine. And at that time, he was drinking 6 cups of coffee a day while managing a company, which can be very stressful. And his doctor told him that he needed to limit his caffeine intake to half a cup of coffee a day. Then the doctor also suggested that he take green tea, telling him that it has compounds that extend the absorption of caffeine and they give you calmness while keeping you alert. And it had never occurred to him that adding to an ingredient or a few alongside with caffeine would improve its effectiveness and decrease stress. So after a decade of research and in the best-selling book that he wrote in the midst of it, and over 100 iterations of this magical little drink made for everybody in the 21st century. That was a creation of Magic Mind, the mental performance shot, and he's been doing great with it ever since then. Even I think I already mentioned the best-selling book that he wrote in the midst, but yeah, this is what I just wanted to tell everybody about it, but and a few more of the ingredients before I get to the code, so you can go and get yourself some and start reclaiming your brain. But it also includes adaptogens, nootropics, and the vitamins that I also mentioned. They help with immunity, and nootropics help with focus, and so much more. So I can't wait for you to try it yourself. I highly recommend it, and I'm gonna continue to recommend it because it's helping me personally, especially on the daily. Because like I've been taking it the last few weeks, and I felt the complete difference. I need to order some more because I'm out at the moment, but it's been helping me tremendously and made a complete difference on how I start my days. and how I get through my work, and just everything in general. Because I have a complete extra boost of energy and focus throughout the day. Um, I'm be focused, able to get able to get through procrastination or any other distractions that may pop up or come throughout the day. Um, it helps me like all around, especially with exercising or even when I'm reading or when I'm at work or like whatever anything that I encounter. As long as I took my magic mind, I'm good and I can handle it. I feel like I could take on the whole world. But um, just to if you guys want to order it yourself and become a become a subscriber today, you can go to www.magicmind.com/ctb to get 20% off your first time purchase of a first time subscription to Magic Mind, on top of the 50% for being a first time purchaser. So you'll use our link, which should be in the description, www.magicmind.com/ctb, and use discount code CTB20 to get 20% off your order and start reclaiming your brain today. And now let's get into the podcast. Um, I first and foremost might as well update everybody about with the last part of the visual part of the episode 31. That'll be out probably the same time as this episode. Um,
You said this gonna be the last part of the video clip.
which part? Oh, yeah, the one. Yeah, this could be the final part of the video of episode 31.
Oh, okay.
This should be on the YouTube channel the same day or the day after this episode releases. And let me see. After that, we got more episodes coming. You just got to be on the lookout because it's we still putting stuff together, but just just be surprised because it's gonna be a lot. So I hope everybody enjoy it. But we appreciate everybody that been watching the other parts from the episode 31 on the YouTube channel, and everybody that subscribed. We got 4 new subscribers on the YouTube channel, so that's progress. And it's been all the videos been getting views each day, so it's been a good process so far with that one, and I can't wait to do the next visual episode. But today, like we don't really got many topics to talk about. It's just a few things that we just go cover and just just get out the way. But let me see. One of the things I wanted to ask is like a general question, so we both could answer this. But I'm gonna ask you, then you could say like what you could say your response, then I'll respond after. But one of the questions I was gonna ask is like what's something that you wish you was better at, and then the other question was what's something that you want to be better at.
So, so
It's basically like the same question.
well, what you mean, like as far as like content wise, or like just
Just in
in
general,
general?
it could
In
be
general.
it could be a skill, habits, like some way you want to go, like whatever, like anything. Like what's something that you want to improve on, or that you wish you can, or wish you was better at.
I'd probably have to say, probably just staying consistent when making content. Cause I mean, the only content that I've really got done lately is these podcasts with me and you. But like I said in the last episode, um, next month that's when I plan on starting. But I don't know. I feel like I should have been started already, but it's kind of a bunch of things going on, so that's why I'm just waiting till next month when I get settled. But to answer your question, really, it's just like staying consistent with making content. That's what I want to improve on and get better on. So hopefully, once I get started next month, then I can just keep it going. But yeah, that's
Yeah,
probably.
everything will work in your favor.
Uh, what about you? What's something you want to work on or improve on?
Man, it's a lot. But wait, I just want to say to what you had said that it's okay that you haven't started yet this year because it's we got plenty of time. And like you said, you've been dealing with a lot, so ain't nothing wrong with waiting until you able to do it and everything is correct for you to do it. Not saying like wait till like the perfect time, but until you able to do it.
Yeah,
Because I'm like to the same sense like how you said like you ain't put out no content. Like you don't think that, but I feel like this part of it. Regardless, this can this count for content. So I still count this, and I see that as progress. But also like dang, I kind of lost my train of thought. But it was what because you had said that. Okay, now look, because you know how like how I said I haven't released nothing this year. Like I only released the workwear jacket.
yeah,
Like I feel like I'm behind release wise, but this the slowest time for like brands and small businesses, so it's okay. But at the same time, like that's what I was thinking about too. Like so I can relate to what you're saying. Like you feel like you ain't got nothing out, but like that's why I'm like I had to at least remember that, and I'm like at least I put out one thing. So like you said, these episodes count as content, and it's like I say it's just like a build up and practice, so for it can translate over to with your other content.
yeah. That's true.
Because like you ever heard of like the law of accumulation?
Hmm.
Like everything count literally. Like whether you do something good or bad, like I'm talking about like to your daily like habits wise or like something that you're working on, whatever you do, like count. So as long as you making an effort towards like not you ain't even got to be like recording something, but like just making an effort to like writing stuff down or like writing down ideas or something like that's making progress, and it'll all add up. But now you said what was something that I want to get better at?
Yeah, like what's something you feel like you want to improve on?
Shit, a lot. That's why I'm like I want to say I have been being consistent, but I want it's I could do better. Like I could be even more consistent. But I want to say being consistent and just learning other skills, like not just they can help the like business or the podcast, like just other skills outside of like what I already do, like so I could have like other like sources of income to like depend on.
Yeah,
That's why I'm like when I get the camera, that's why I'm like I'll be your cameraman for your videos, like depending on like what kind of videos you're doing, because I'm like that'll help me like get better like learning wise, learning how to like just learn the camera in general after I get my camera and shit.
yeah,
But that cause that'll be a whole learning experience. I'm looking forward to that learning how to do that because that's gonna help out tremendously, and then it's gonna be a lot of other people that's gonna need video work or pictures. So I wouldn't have no problem doing it. And it'll be at a decent price because I'm not that good yet. But like once it get up there, it's still gonna be reasonable prices. But as of now, like you'll be able to, I have like some decent prices for certain things after I learn how to do it.
yeah. I
But
feel like once you get that camera, I just feel like it's just gonna be up from there because you gonna learn that and master it, and then you ain't gonna have to depend on nobody else to be your cameraman. So
yep, then I might probably after the summer I might do these classes for this what was it for? It was like learning AI and like something else. It'll be like equivalent to like a degree,
Oh,
and you but
okay.
you can do it in 10 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's at this college in Maryville. So I'm like, I was gonna do that because I'm like, it's only 10 weeks. I'm like, plus I'm like, that'd be like a whole nother source of income because I'm like, but once I get that, I'll be able to. They said like the price range. I mean, not the price range, the salary range. It'll go higher. You can make from 60 to 70K or like 80 to 100K depending on the company. But and then on top of that, I can implement it into my business.
Mhm.
So that's why I'm like, I'm thinking. Well, I'm not thinking about. I'm gonna do that later on in the year, but it's a lot. That's why I'm looking forward to that. I just want to learn more skills on top of being consistent, putting out like good quality stuff. That's why I'm like, this year, this really gonna be like the first year that I've been like 100% designing because like everything I'm gonna be releasing is like stuff that I and took the time to design detail wise. Because all the other stuff like I really didn't. I designed, but like I didn't like fully design like decide the fabric or decide the stitch or all that. Like this will be like the first pieces, and I'm excited to do that also because I'm like this been like 4 years in the making. Like even though regardless of the other merch I put out, this like a new it's like a whole new chapter, and I can't wait to do that.
So after you complete the 10 weeks, what they give you some type of certificate for
Yeah,
completing?
you get a certificate.
Oh, okay.
Yep, that's what I'm like. I mean, of course, it's not free, but I feel like it's a good investment. It'll be worth it.
10 weeks. That's what, just like 2 months.
2 months and 2 weeks.
Uh, yeah, it ain't bad.
Yep, so like time will go by fast. Yeah, that's my main thing for like this year that I want to be consistent, learn more skills, and shit, shit ain't gain more weight.
You said,
I already, yeah,
so
cause I already
you had been working out though, right?
yeah. So that's on like I already gained. I can see the difference already. Like, but like I know it's like I got a way more to go. But I see I see and feel the difference. That's why I'm like, it just I ain't worried about the results, but it's just like that's one of the goals. Because it'll be after the summer, it'll be a year since I've been exercising, so we'll see the results after a year. And
Well,
that's the
what,
thing. I'm proud of myself with that. I've been being consistent with it.
what's your goal, weight wise? Like, you know how
Like
many pounds you trying to pick up?
between like 180, 185.
That's what you want to weigh.
Yeah,
So what you at right now?
probably like before I started working out, I was like 148, 150. Like as of now, I'm probably like 156, 157.
Oh, okay. Man,
So it's been some type of progress.
I ain't gonna lie, you gonna have to start eating more. I
I
don't
know
know
that's
how
why.
much you be eating. How much what you usually eat? Like once a day or twice?
Ever since then, it depends. Like I eat like probably once or maybe 2 to 3 times.
Uh,
If I eat like 3 times, like I make sure like I might work out twice that day.
oh, okay. Man, how
And
long your
then
workout be?
not that long. It'd be fast. I don't be probably like 20 minutes because I don't do too much because I be doing like calisthenics
Yeah.
and that's all basically like based off of like your body weight,
Mm-hmm.
like push ups and pull ups. This probably sound unfamiliar, but it's like it's like squats, but it's like one legged squats.
Oh yeah, I know what you
And like
talking
it's
about.
a lot of different stuff. Cause I'm like when I was trying to do like lifting weights and stuff, like I could do it, but like at a certain point, like I'd be so sore, like I wouldn't want to keep doing it. But like I be sore doing like calisthenics, but it don't be. It's a different kind pause, but because it's like it's a difference. I don't understand how to explain it. Cause it was like yeah, you be sore, but it'd be like you know that you're making progress, and
Mhm.
you be able to still get through like all your workouts.
And with the weights, well, the reason you get sore is because like your body, or yeah, your body and your muscles be in shock, like when you first start working out.
Yeah,
But then, like as you keep doing it, you don't really be sore no more.
yep. Cause I'm like, is there like sometimes I might incorporate like I use like a weighted vest,
Yeah,
so I'm like that help too. But yeah, I think that was it. Just the consistency, the weight thing. I forgot the other thing I said, but I think it was involving with the merch. But I think that's it. Oh yeah, and I want to read more books this year.
man, I need to. I really need to get on what you be on, like, cause I feel like, well, I told you this before, but like when I was younger, like I used to love reading, but then when I got older, it's like I just don't like it no more. I don't know why, but I want
You
to
got to
get
figure out
into
like
it though.
the
I want to get into it, and I think it just got to be the, the right type of book.
yep. It got to be something that interests you, and you got to figure out like because I know you say you don't like physical copies. Try audiobooks because I do both. I do physical copies and audiobooks. I like both of them. But like I'm starting to, I think I like audiobooks more because I still
Nah,
been listening to that one book I told you about.
no, I actually like the physical copies better. It's the electronic copies I don't, because I feel like
The
if I
ebooks.
tried, yeah, like if I tried to read that on my phone, I feel like I'm gonna just get distracted. I'll probably exit out the book and get on social media. Like, I don't know. I like physical copies better.
Yeah, I agree with that one because I tried to do ebooks in like 2021. I had finished the book, but after that, like it was hard for me to like not get distracted by the notifications
Yeah,
because like I have it on do not disturb, but like I got certain stuff like notifications come through, and then, like the time would be like horrible because I'm like when I'm not reading, ain't no notifications, but when I'm reading or trying to do something productive, like you get all the notifications, people trying to call you.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna.
Yeah, I like the physical copies because I'm like I got a lot of books, the physical copy books that I got to read, and I got a few audiobooks that I got to listen to also. But like Dre had recommended in the episode that we had did, he said he used Amazon Audible. I think that's the name of it. But it's like Amazon got audiobooks. It's like a website. I think it's Amazon Audible or something. But they gonna be in contact with us to sponsor us. But that could be an option also because he said you get like 2 credits a month, so you can get like that's 2 free books.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's why I'm gonna sign up for that eventually. But like as of right now, I'm gonna keep listening to my free books until I run out. And then
So when
and
you
another
be,
thing he said, huh?
no, I go ahead.
Another thing he had said that like I had thought about, he was like, you gotta read books about like other people, especially read books about other successful people
Uh,
to see like what helped them get to where they at. And I'm like, I see after he said that that could change my perspective whenever I like listen to or read a book about somebody else. But before I say the other part, what was you trying to ask? Because I ain't want to. I don't want you to forget what you're trying to say.
No, I was just gonna ask you like, when you be reading, like, how would you describe like how it make you feel like mentally?
Well, before I start reading, I always make sure I'm trying to at least go to at least in my room or like a quiet environment because the environment count whenever you're trying to like read. Because I learned that in Atomic Habits, like whatever you doing, like if you play your game in a certain spot or like reading at a certain spot, like that spot will hold that energy. So whenever you sitting in it, wherever you at, that's what you gonna be doing. So you just gotta make sure it's like a quiet environment. Well, that's what I do. I make sure I'm in like a quiet environment in my room most of the time, and I have my highlighter,
Oh, okay.
and I just be reading it. I'll be reading it, but like taking everything in. I even reread some parts, cause like some parts I'll be like damn, that makes sense. I'm like, let me reread that again so I could like make sure it's like stuck in my head, and then I either highlight it with my marker or just circle it or like underline it with my pen. Like especially if it's like a main highlight part of the chapter or like just something that stuck out that I feel I need to like constantly look at. I mean, or like remind myself. And then like even like if it been like a day or two after I didn't read or didn't read, or like if it was something in the last the chapter before that I didn't understand, I go back to it and reread up to the point that I had got to before again, just so I got a full understanding of it. Because I don't like going past stuff and I don't have a full understanding of it. I go back to reread it.
Yeah.
It'd be like certain sections, not the whole chapter, because I'm like it'd be like certain parts. I'm like I don't understand it. Like let me reread it. I just be trying to like read to remember it, not like just read to be reading it. Cause like it had been a few times I had did that. And I'm like I ain't know what that was until I had like seen somebody explaining like what it is.
Well, so I mean, would you say you feel good after you read?
Yeah, most definitely. Cause like and a lot of things that help too is like whenever I read something that I'm like I feel like that's a good part. I try to relate it to like a real life situation or something that can make me remember it. That's related to real life or like in my life.
Yeah.
Like how I told you about how I've been listening to 50 Cent audiobook.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll be listening to that when I'm at work, and yeah, I'm doing stuff and all that, but at the same time, like this, it's playing in my head so I can hear it. And like whenever I hear something like that stick out, like I'll be like, like I can't talk loud, like or be it like, damn, okay, like how I be at home, I'd be like, okay, I can't make no note of it, but it still be stuck in my head, and especially if it's like, I'm trying to see how to explain it. A lot of the stuff from the book from the 50 Cent book is stuck in my head because like I think not just because the way he explained it and a lot of stuff was like relating to stuff that I've been through or like just real life. He would say an example of certain stuff like if he know like would nobody understand because it's like something that's related with the streets or like something that only black people can understand. Like he had explained or give an example. And a lot of the stuff that he said also it surprised me because I'm like I didn't think that he meditated. I didn't think that he believed in like doing affirmations or doing vision boards. That's why I'm like hearing all that. I'm like, damn, like okay, this is what he did, and that's how he got. I mean, this is what he does, and what he's when he started doing it, and the difference that it made, and how he got to what he got to. So that's why I'm like all of that, like just like stay stuck in my head because I'm like the examples that he used and just off how he explained it.
All right. So
Cause I'm
when
like
you
in the
be,
midst.
I don't
You
know.
said, huh?
Yeah.
Nah, what was you saying?
No, I was gonna say so. I mean, how do you be like staying locked into what you hearing on the audio book like while you at work. Cause I feel like if I'm working, I'm sure I'm gonna hear it, but it's like because you gotta focus on what you're doing at work and you trying to listen to it at the same time. So how do you like take in what you listening to while you working?
It didn't been times I didn't have to rewind like certain parts because I didn't hear it because I was like vacuuming or something,
Yeah.
or it might have been too loud, or a guest might have been talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
But majority of the time, I work by myself. Well, I do work by myself, so that help also because like whenever I be like yeah, it's I'm not the only person that work there, but like everybody be in their own areas,
Mm-hmm.
so that help also because I be in my own areas and it always be quiet. It don't be loud. And then I think because like I'm a fan of 50 Cent, like his music and like business wise. So I think that's what helped also having interest because I'm like I've been interested in this book for years, but I was also interested in him from like an artist and a businessman standpoint.
Yeah.
So the fact that he wrote a book and then recorded the audiobook in his voice, I think that made it more like made it more interesting and made me want to read it because I'm like I kept seeing clips of it on TikTok and I'm like I gotta read this book. So that go back to like what Dre had said, like you got to be interested in it. Because if you just like reading it and you're not interested in it, it's gonna be hard for you to retain the information. Like
Yeah,
another example, that, yep. Like you remember the other book I told you about, the Four Agreements.
mm-hmm.
I was dealing with something at that time, and I didn't know how to deal with it, and I didn't want to go about it in the I ain't want to hold a grudge on it or have no resentment. So that's why I was trying to figure out any like what book could help with this, like what can help with this, and that I found the Four Agreements, and that helped me like not just with that situation, but going forward, how to handle situations or similar situations or anything.
Yeah, it's a it's a book that I want to read. I don't know if you heard of it. It's called Dopamine Detox. I
I
don't
heard
know.
of it.
Yeah, it got a yellow cover. I don't really know. I mean, the title of it kind of explains itself, but I don't really fully know what it's about. But I think from what I had heard about it, it kind of it basically just talk about, I guess, like things that you might do in your everyday life that you get like a feeling of pleasure from that might not be good for you, and so like the book is basically saying like detox from it, like eliminate all that those things that you might engage in for a good feeling. Like,
Yeah, like a short term. What is the word? Like a short term feeling, like short term happiness.
mm-hmm, yeah,
Like you said, like lemonade or like eating like junk food.
yeah, yeah. That's why I think that would be a good one to read. I had seen it on TikTok. Somebody had posted it. They was talking about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to read that because I'm like, I know one of my top favorite books. Like I love self improvement books or like books like the Four Agreements. Well, that's a self improvement book. But like the Four Agreements or like the Magic of Thinking Big, The Secret, Asking It Is Given. Like all of them books is like not just like how to improve like yourself. It educates you about like stuff like spiritual wise and like it's just a lot and like how the world work or like how certain things and certain laws work.
Yeah, Yeah, I'm gonna have to get my head in some books.
Yeah, I recommend it because I'm like it'll change your life. I'm telling you, because like when I told you when I was younger, like I was carrying around like 8 books, but like I
Uh-huh.
wasn't reading nothing like they was all fiction. I wasn't reading nothing like how I read now. That's why I'm like if I was reading the stuff I read, I mean if I was reading the stuff that I read now back then, like my mind would have been on a different level. But I
Yeah,
wasn't aware. But there's the fact that I was reading helped my reading level and helped my I feel like helped my communication also because like that was like the 3rd grade. I was carrying around 8 books with me to school every day, like just to read on my own, not because I had to. And I remember we was taking the test to see like where our reading levels was at. They was like I had an 11th grade reading level
mm.
in the 3rd grade. And I'm like, at the when the lady said it, I didn't fully understand. I'm like, huh? She like, you got a junior reading level. I'm like, I don't understand it. Then once she had said it, told my teacher like what my reading level was, like she just ran over there and hugged me. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what? I'm like, what? She was like, oh my god. She's like, I'm so proud of you. Like that is crazy. Like I'm like, what? I'm like, I was confused. I'm like, what did I do? I'm like, all I did was read the thing until I had messed up. I had messed up at some part. But I'm like, I just read it, and I'm like, she was like, you got a junior read level. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, I was just confused. And once she told her, she's like, oh my god, and she just came over there and hugged me. She's like, great job, I'm proud of you. I'm like, thank you, I appreciate it. She's like, do you know what you did? I'm like, no. She was like, you got a 11th grade reading level. I'm like, oh dang. I'm like, okay, because I didn't understand it first.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm like, they help a lot. It help your thinking. Like, it help with a lot. Cause like
I
even
used to,
in 2020, that really helped.
yeah, I used to read a lot in elementary school. When you was in elementary, that they used to make y'all like get books every week, and then after you finish reading, you gotta
From the
take a
library.
test. Uh,
Yep. Yep.
bro, I used to read so many books, like,
You end up
bro,
liking it. You hated it at first, but then you end up liking it.
it was this book series called it's really curious. You probably know about it, but it was called Captain Underpants.
Oh yeah, man, this is a classic.
Bro, I had read so many of them.
Yeah, that was classic. I thought you was gonna say Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief,
I don't even remember that.
bro. Like that. That's when I vividly remember that book, and it wasn't no pictures in the book.
Uh,
Just because of the description and everything, like I seen it, everything they described, like or the scene or like the scenery or whatever, whatever it was taking place in the book. I seen it with my eyes open. I could easily picture it and everything they explained. I pictured it. I'm like, dang, that's crazy. But that's I feel
yeah,
like reading help with your imagination also, because like
yeah,
it ain't no pictures in them, but like all, they describe the description or whatever they saying, and you can see it, you can picture it, and I feel like that help your imaginary and your creativity also.
yeah. Yeah, I used to read so much, bro. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Trying to remember when did I really stop uh liking reading? Cause I remember I used to like reading in middle school. I want to say probably high school is when I probably
Yep.
stopped.
See, I never stopped liking to read. It was just like you said, got to high school. Motherfucker see you reading a bunch of books. Oh, look at this nerd. This nigga lame. Look, he already like you hear dumb shit. So yeah, you let that shit instead of like ignoring the shit. Like me back then, my anxiety and everything was fucked up. So hearing that, I'm like, all right, I already wear glasses. Let me not make myself a target even more by reading. So I stopped reading on my free time, like I was doing, because the motherfucker, oh, look at this nigga, he reading a book, so he lame, he a nerd. I'm like, okay, like let me just stop making myself a target, and from then on, I had stopped reading. But I never stopped liking to read. It was just I didn't read read publicly
No.
or read at school, and that was only from high school up, because like middle school and all that it was alright. When you got to high school, like that shit was like it got amplified.
Well, so you would only read at home.
Yeah, but like not as
No.
much as I did in middle school and elementary school. Cause like even in middle school, I was reading like books that was above my grade level, like Harry Potter, different R.L. Stein books. Like it was a lot. I still got the books. I just gotta find that book bag because I got a book bag full of all the books that I was reading. And I was
Mine just
when I got to like, huh?
go ahead.
I was just saying that at the end of middle school, that's when I started reading like Naruto and shit because of like the books Naruto, like not the show. I'll be watching the show and then I read the book because like sometimes the book will release like what's gonna happen next in the episode, like on the TV. It'll be released in the book before it touched the TV screen.
Mm. No, I was just gonna say, I know you remember Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Yeah, that's a classic too. That's on like everything they explained in there. Like it was some kind of pictures or drawings, but like everything they explained in there, you could picture it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing too. Like a lot of the stuff that we read in class or like had to read but didn't want to read but had to read to get a grade. That stuff had like detailed stuff in it, like detailed description of stuff in the books, and like regardless of you not wanting to read it, you picturing what you reading. So I feel like now that's like second nature. That's why I'm like whenever, because I'm like that's why I feel like that's why I still got a vivid imagination. That's why whenever somebody explaining something, I could picture it literally word for word while they explaining it.
Yeah, I think I'm the same way. Sometimes I feel like my imagination just be crazy because somebody could be telling me something crazy to happen, and I just start picturing it, and it just be
Yeah, that.
funny, bro.
Oh my god, it sounds like it'll be something funny or it'll be like some nasty shit. And I'm like I don't even want to hear it because I'm like I'm gonna imagine it. I'm gonna picture it. So I'm like I don't even want to hear it. Like just keep that to yourself. I don't even want to hear it. If you got a description for it, nope. Mm-mm. If it ain't funny, I don't want to hear it because I throw up on the spot. But let me see. Speaking of books, I wrote a book, so y'all should go cop that. How to start a clothing brand. If you're trying to start a clothing brand or just want some motivation, you can go purchase that book. It's available, and the link that'll be in the description and on my Instagram. Um, but yeah, other than that, my thing with books, I'm gonna just say, not knowledge is power, and you don't know everything in the world, regardless of whether you read or not. Like it's a lot you don't know, and it's a lot in books that a lot of people don't know and won't know because they won't take the time to pick up a book. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
some people that be like, nah, fuck all that reading shit, but I'm like, I'm telling you, that shit to change your life. Cause like even though I had stopped reading in high school and I wasn't reading that much in my free time at home, the book that got me to start back reading was Kevin Hart book because it's called I Can't Make This Up, and it was about like his whole life story. And I forget who I think Tyree told me about it, but That's a good ass book. I read that book twice, and I'm like, that's what got me back into reading. Cause I'm like, as I'm reading, I'm like, and that's another thing. I was reading it because I'm a fan of Kevin Hart, so that's why I'm like, oh, what he wrote a book. I got to read that. That's why I'm like, I got to get a Nipsey Hussle book too.
I wonder
But yeah,
when people like that come out with books, like, do you think they actually write it themselves, or you think somebody else write it for them?
some of them actually write it. That's what I've learned so far. And some have people write it for them. Like I think Fat Joe had somebody write his for him, or he was writing it, and then but he had somebody assist him.
Uh,
But I think like and you remember I told you like I listened to Russ audiobook. It's all in
yeah.
your head. I think he fully did all of himself. That's another one of my favorite books because the book that's a short book. The audiobook is like an hour 30 minutes. Like everything is straight to the point, and like stuff from that book stuck in my head.
Well, so you would only listen to the audio?
Yeah, I only listen to the audiobook because I'm like when I found it on SoundCloud. It was on like an hour. I say an hour 30 minutes, hour 43 minutes at the most. And everything he was saying, like just it hit home because I'm like that's this what I'm dealing with. That's how I feel. Like he was talking about like having how you got to be delusional, like about the belief that you have in yourself with your vision or whatever you pursuing. Because it's gonna be so many things like people around you or like situations that make you like second guess and think like, is this the right thing or should I play it safe and like do this? Like nah, but like you got to be delusional with like the belief in your own self and your goals or whatever you pursuing. Because
Yeah.
people go call you crazy. You go look crazy, but that's part of it. You crazy. You only crazy until you right. You only got to be right one time, and then everybody like, oh, I knew you could make it. Well, other than that, you crazy. So I'm. That's why I embrace the crazy part of the just everything. Because I'm like, I know, like, regardless of all the bullshit that happened or anything that you may experience or anybody may experience, like that shit working in your favor, and you can still push through it to get to where you going and where you know you go be at. And don't let nobody talk you out of your dreams. Because you can literally do anything. You just got to be not. I'm not saying delusional in a negative way, like how like some women be with dudes, but I'm talking about just delusional in a positive way, like delusional. Like I know I could do it. I know I could do it. Like regardless of somebody saying like, no, I don't know, you can do it. And please don't try to cancel me for that last comment. That was a joke. Please, I was just playing.
Man, you gotta say all that, man. They know it's true.
Oh my god. But you got to say that because they're like, oh, he was so serious. Because I do be being sarcastic. But that was just an example. But yeah, but like that's like it's a lot of stuff from books that I could point out or bring up that's stuck in my head. Like I ain't gonna say all of them. I'm just say like the magic of thinking big.
Mm.
Like those who think they can't, and those who think they can't. So if you think you can do it, you can do it. If you think you can't, you can't. It was like like those who think they well, it's like those who think they can move mountains, like move mountains, with like those who don't like do nothing.
Well, you said those who do what?
Those who think they can move mountains do, and those who think they can't do anything does nothing.
Oh,
I mean, it was a lot. That's something it was like that helped with like how to deal with people or like like just communicate with people or like just it was just a lot of stuff, not just like business wise, but it was like just life, but from the perspective of businessmen that he had like talked to or worked with or helped them improve on something that they was like having trouble with. But it was like, and it wasn't even nothing like, oh yeah, I need to call somebody to fix this. It's all based off how they was thinking and how what they was saying throughout their daily life. And if you like thinking positively towards other people helps. Cause like I'm a people person, but like sometimes I don't feel like dealing with people, but like I'll be having to push through that and still be nice because I'm like they ain't do nothing to me, but I'm like like that's just like you just got to think positively towards people, even the people that piss you off, that you like not saying like in general, but like I'm saying like coworker wise, like everything that like even if it's somebody or something that piss you off, it's just there for a lesson to teach you. So eventually, when you get to that point where it don't piss you off, then you'll see that I mean you got the lesson.
They ain't, we ain't ready for this episode, man. We talking about
Yeah,
a
for
lot.
real. For real. That's why I'm like like I could do a whole series about books because I'm like just because I just be trying to inspire people to read because I'm like all you gotta do is like it just take one book can change your life. I didn't have multiple books change my life or impact my life tremendously, and it still impact my life every day. So that's what I'm like. That's all I be trying to do. But yeah, I can't wait for people to hear this one because I'm like this is a lot of advice and gems in here. But yeah, didn't we already? We basically answered the other question also.
You said we
Right.
basically answered it.
Yeah, because I said like, what's something you wish you was better, and like, what's something that you are going to like do this year. And
Um,
I didn't say like everything completely, but I said it like the surface.
let me see. Um, I don't know. I mean, content. I can't really think of nothing content wise that I. Well, I'm gonna get back on YouTube and TikTok. I already said that in the last episode, but
Yeah,
like outside of making content, I'm planning on well this year I just plan on finding a nice new place and moving into it and probably getting another gig, but yeah, I think that's it right now.
and that's gonna happen because I'm like you. Nigga, this thing, like you might not feel like that you didn't been doing a lot, or might not be like nowhere near it, but like bro, like if only you knew how much you motivate me with the fact that everything that you done accomplished over these few years, especially since we graduated, because I'm like that's motivation to me, like it, cause I'm like you was one of the first ones to get your own place, like right after high school. That's why I'm like that shit would motivate me whenever I think about it. That's why I'm like whenever I think about like shit like that or like just working towards that. I just think about like if he was able to do it, I could do it too. So that's why I'm like, this is just a positive example that I see and think of every time. Then like even with the content wise, like you was going crazy with the content that one year, and I still got clips. So I'm glad I still got clips because like, you deleted everything, but like you was going
Thank you,
crazy
man.
with it. No problem. That's why like you was going crazy with it. That's why like I'm glad I still got clips from it, even with the music. Cause like you remember when you had made build.
Yeah, I still got that on my phone.
See, I do too.
Yeah,
I was
I ain't
going through
gonna
my
lie. I don't know, man. I wish I could go back. I don't know why. I just got a bad habit of deleting stuff if I feel like I don't like it no more. I should
It's
have
okay.
just like you could make stuff to where people can't see it, but it'll still be there. Like I should have at least did that.
Yeah, just made it private.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
it's okay because it was like that's like everybody deal with it like trying to be like a perfectionist. That's like you wanted it to be perfect, but like you might have seen something that everybody else didn't see. That's why I'm like you should have just left it up, and that could have been like a people could see how far you came. Like they could see like I he was doing this like over the years, and like the build up to where you got all the way to where you said you where you go be at.
yeah,
So that's why I'm like now and like going forward, like please do not whatever you put out, even if you don't like it, like do not delete it, like leave it up. And then like if you don't like it, just make it private.
yeah. I'm gonna have to.
Cause I'm like you was going crazy with the content, and that's why I'm like I already know you can do it. That's why I'm like once you start back, that's why I'm like it's over with. Cause once you start, you're not gonna want to stop. So that's why I'm like once you do that, it's gonna be better than that than when you had did it the first time. But I was just saying like you didn't did it before, so I'm like this time it'll be like it'll be 10 times better because of everything else that you learned and on top of like what you plan on doing. Because like I said, like if you got like an idea or something or like you trying to or whatever, and you need a cameraman, just let me know because I'm that'll help me like learn more and like all around it'll help me learn more like camera wise and all that, but like content wise too.
Mm-hmm.
So plus I want to help in whatever way possible to add value to what you doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back to
Yep, this shit like this gonna be crazy. But that was all that you had wanted to improve on this year.
uh, uh yeah. Well, I mean, it might be a few more things, but I think we should say that for one of the next episodes because
Yeah,
it's
that's all.
kind
Like we
of
could revisit this.
yeah, it's kind of more deeper than what we've been talking about. But
Yeah, for real. Because I'm like, that's a lot of stuff that I ain't see,
yeah,
especially pertaining to like age, like pertaining to with my age.
oh yeah,
Because like, well, let me ask this question too. Because I know you might say yeah. Because I know I'm gonna say yeah. To a certain extent, do you feel like that you behind in some way?
yeah, yeah, I do.
I do too.
I'm trying to think though. The only reason I would say I'm behind is because of, I mean, ain't nothing wrong with it, but sometimes I do wish I had like a career instead of just working a job. Cause I mean, like the jobs I've been working, for the most part, they've been cool. I mean, ain't no job perfect, but they've been cool. Like I ain't really got no complaints, but sometimes I wish I was getting up every day doing something that I really love to do. But besides that, I think I'm good. I mean, shoot, I didn't lived on my own at a young age. Shoot, right now I'm financing a car. Um, and then I don't know, man. I think both of us, like for us to be the age that we at, we got a lot of knowledge, and so I don't really think I'm behind anything. besides what I just mentioned, like sometimes I just wish I had the career, but that's really it.
I can understand it, especially the part with the career part. I be thinking about that too. I'm like, dang. I'm like, if I had a career, like, should it be probably way easier? But I'm like, this is a career. what I'm
Mm-hmm.
what I'm pursuing. I'm like starting from the bottom with this shit, literally, and
Yeah.
building up the company. But like I have had them thoughts, like, damn, like I do feel like I'm behind, but like I'm constantly reminded from like the books that I read, like that you not behind, you moving at your own pace. You can't like define where you supposed to be at off other people that's your age or like your peers or like just the people around you,
Mm-hmm.
because everybody journey different. So that's why I'm like I do still feel like that sometimes, but it's not as bad as it was at the beginning. Because like if we talk about 2020, I'm like, yeah, I'm behind like a motherfucker. That's how I felt. But I'm like, I'm in actuality, we not behind at all. But you know, being human, you feel like that sometimes. But I really felt like I was behind in 2020 before them pop ups. Because I'm like, dang, I wish I would have started my brand earlier, all this and that. But I'm like, that's out of your control, nigga. Just do it. So that's why I'm like, when you said that, I'm like, I completely understand it. But I'm like, nah, I don't get it as much. But yeah, that from that aspect, I did feel like that. That's part of why I wanted to do the 10 week thing that I was telling you about with the colleges. I mean, at college, because I'm like that'd be a whole nother skill. Then like learning how to with the camera, that's another skill too. Like that you can go to school for, or you can teach yourself, be self taught. Yeah, that's why I'm like that's part of why I'm doing that. So like I feel like after I do that and learn, especially with the camera, and then after with the 10 weeks, I feel better and I won't feel like that no more. Cause like I know I said I don't want to go to school. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, and ain't nothing wrong with that because those are skills and those are things that people get paid for, and there's jobs and industries for that. That's why I'm like, if somebody be like, um, that's why I'm like, my younger brother, I don't think he be doing this on purpose. But I'm talking about baby brother. He'd be like, this was like the first few years, like after 2020, he'd be like, this nigga was calling me a t-shirt maker. I was getting heated because I'm like stop calling me that. I'm like I don't only make t-shirts. I'm a fashion designer. Cause I'm like I take offense to that because I'm like don't try and box me in. Cause like but at the same time I don't know if y'all remember but in 2020 I was running away from that title of fashion designer because like when people would put it on the flyer and be like oh he a fashion designer I'm like no I'm not I'm an entrepreneur but I'm like after I thought about it I'm like nigga you is a fashion designer. So that's when I started just embracing it and claiming it because I'm like I am because I'm like I didn't cre- created way more than just t-shirts. But like I get what you're saying. That's why I'm like I'm at that point too. I'm really at that point not just in general life in general. I don't give a fuck what nobody got to say about what I'm doing. Cause like the shit about what how I was with being on camera and all that, I don't even care no more. Like I'm gonna just watch this year, like all the shit I'm gonna do, like content wise with the brand, like I'm gonna it's gonna be out my comfort zone. And I'm like, cause I'm tired of being comfortable or trying to like not do it, trying to avoid it. Cause I'm like, yeah, you can get other people like influencers and stuff to do it on video, but I'm like, you gotta pay. So I'm like, why not just do it yourself? Work with what you got. That's why I'm like, we gonna start back doing the photo shoots and all that. Then like the commercial. That's why I'm like, work with what you got. That's why I'm like, I don't care what nobody talking about. That's why I'm like, even when people be like, oh, like he like told you when they say like, oh, I got the best hats. Like I'm not aiming to have the best hats out here, but that's a start until they be like, he got the best everything. So that's why I'm like, I'm gonna take that. But I did get offended at first hearing that, but I'm like, that's just because I got high expectations of myself, like real, like higher than other people. But I'm like, I need to lower them because like other people, like I be talking about something that I accomplished. I'm like, but I like they'd be like, stop downplaying what you accomplished. Like that's big, but I'm like to me, like certain I don't be thinking certain stuff like is I know like certain stuff is like big accomplishments, but like to me it really don't be feeling like it. It be like dang, like it's more that you got to do. It's more that need to be done. Like don't, and I try not to stay like hung up on too many like accomplishments. I'd be like, all right, what's next? But like I learned now, I need to start celebrating the small wins, the whatever kind of wins that I get accomplished wise. I need to start celebrating. That's what I've been doing. But like before, I just be like, okay, what's next? Like, don't dwell on it, move to the next thing. And I'm like, that was good to do, but like that was bad at the same time because you have a hard time enjoying what you accomplished. Yeah, but shit, it been like that for years. So it ain't been as bad as it was when I was younger. But like shit, we are our own biggest critics. So, but I feel like for me, it been getting better the older I get. Like a lot of stuff, like especially if it's out of my control, it just be like fuck it. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I think that's everything. It's a lot more I'm gonna improve on, but that's just what I feel like I could say publicly because I don't want to say everything. But yeah, it's a lot to watch. It's, and everything that we mentioned, we gonna get better. This is gonna be like how it is with the interviews that we do. Like this was something that people come back to and be like they really did what they said they was gonna do and more. But other than that, did you have anything else? Yeah, not everything, but it's certain stuff that I can't speak on. But like I just didn't want to say everything just in case we talked about it again in another episode. Yeah, because what was another thing? Another thing. Well, oh, that's what I wanted to say something about too. Because I know a lot of people like why did he start speaking in Spanish at the beginning of episode 31? That's because I was trying to. Well, that's another thing I'm working on. I'm in the midst of working on fully learning Spanish so I could speak it fluently. Because I want to be able to know. I want to be able to know at least 2 to 3 other languages. Yeah, so that's not gonna be the last time. I might say something in German or something, but nah, majority of what you might hear going forward, if I say something in another language, it's gonna be Spanish. And another reason I'm doing it because I learned from this dude. It's like I forgot what the name of it, but it was on 19 Keys. It was on High Level Conversations. He was like, people that's creating content or got podcasts should record their stuff in different languages because it'll make your platform more international and it'll be more like other countries that have access to it because a lot of other countries don't understand English. So if you got it in their language, you'll be getting views from everywhere, not just the U.S. And plus, I looked at the analytics for the podcast, and we got a lot of different listeners like from around the world. It's from like majority from the U.S. But let me go to it. Like this will be like an actual thing. It's like if you say it in different languages, make it more like make your stuff more international. Plus, I don't like talking about this person, but he's very good like business wise. But Mr. Beast, he got over 10 YouTube channels. All of them is in different languages. He still released the same video, but all of them be released in different languages. And all the pages got at least 1 million subscribers. So that's why I'm like, okay. I'm like, I thought about that when they said that. So that's why I'm like, okay, we got to start doing it. That's why I'm like, well, I'm like, me learning Spanish, that'll be another boost on top of it. But let's say, like, okay, 86% of our listeners come from the United States, 11% from Germany, 2% Canada, 1% the United Kingdom, Singapore, Ghana, India, the Philippines, United Emirates, and the Bahamas and Kenya. Those are the countries that listen to the podcast or have listened to the podcast. But I think it's more in the United Kingdom because of I know you remember the one guest that we had. Dang, I want to correctly pronounce his name. I think it's Kama Nife because he from he the one that he had copped one of the Chase bags not feelings hoodie. That's what made my first international order. But uh, I lost my train of thought. Oh, the other languages thing. Yeah, but yeah, that's why I said the Spanish part. That's why, because I'm gonna start doing it more, because trying to make it more international. But other than that, that's the end of the episode. You can go ahead and let people know where they can find you at. Yep. UCTB 20. Most definitely. And you could find us on Instagram at Chasing That Bag Podcast, Chasing That Bag LLC, and everything else. Facebook Chasing That Bag, TikTok Chasing That Bag, any platform that you could think of, we should be a. Um, Shout out to our sponsors and our partners over at Magic Mind, the Slide Plug, Black Diamond Vintage, the Fry House. We appreciate all of our sponsors. Um, and anybody else that want to become a part of our sponsor family, and just want to add value to their business or company, or just whatever they're doing, you email us, DM us, whatever, and we can set it up. It could be for one episode, two episodes, however many episodes. But shout out to Magic Mind. Like I said before, www.magicmind.com/CTB, and use discount code CTB20 to get up to 75% off your first time subscription of Magic Mind. All of this information will be available in the description. And we got another episode coming soon also. Uh that's it. We appreciate everybody tuning in and staying with us throughout this journey. But yeah, we got a lot coming out for y'all this year, and I can't wait for you to see it. Uh, but yeah, thank you for me and my co-host. We appreciate y'all, and we out.